Hey guys, welcome to the Vault. We're back with some more exclusive content. Jason, Leon, and Pierre here. We're joined by Danny. Here to preview something really, really exciting. Hope you guys really enjoy this episode. Pierre, take it away.
Man, we really love Sneakertown. We really love Danny, and when they come together, it's magic. So, I listen, man. This is a little bit different. Like the other packs were more focused, right?
Yes.
This one has multiple focuses, but I think I don't know. I kind of grouped them into like pop culture-ish type stuff, and then like some landmarks, and then racing. That's kind of how I looked at it, and then one wild card at the end. So, but I think they're well done, man. So I want to jump right into it, and what we'll do is we'll kind of make my screen larger with the inspiration. But Danny, you're going to narrate and take us through these hats because I think these are amazing. You ready?
Thank you. All right. Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
So this one, I obviously you see there I did RoboCop. So I kind of did it obviously for Detroit, where he's from. In the year, I think it's like 2043 is what the movie takes place. And also kind of his tagline that's in the movie where he says, "Dead or alive, you're coming with me." So that matches perfectly with the D as well. So silver, kind of a graphite outline, and then obviously the silver to resemble the mechanical part of being a robot. The under is a blush to represent the flesh part of him being half man still. And then on the side patch, I used that 1935 World Series patch. Detroit didn't have an octagon shaped one, but I pictured this one resembling the most of the OCP Corp logo.
Jeez. Mead, were you a RoboCop fan?
Yeah, and being that it's 2022 already, I'm actually pretty disappointed we're not going to have a RoboCop by 2043.
Yeah.
I mean, it still could happen. It could happen, but I don't think it will. I mean,
you look back at the movie, and it took place in 2043, but he was driving like a Ford Tempo. So
right, that's true.
I think we advanced a little bit beyond that.
I was a huge RoboCop fan. Huge.
Me too.
All right.
So this one is an interesting one. I happened to be watching Cliffhanger one night, and when Stallone appeared towards the beginning of the movie, and he had this jacket on, it kind of just gave me the vibes of kind of like a North Face, like old school polo expedition kind of fashion, like style line. And so I looked up the jacket, and Cliffhanger, obviously he's climbing mountains. So I used the Rockies. The Rockies are actually done in the kind of iridescent pearl to represent.
Listen, you can't really get a good appreciation of it here. These mountains are probably they're so cool. It's like this.
It's supposed to represent the snow.
Yeah, it looks like it too. It's crazy. Like once you see this one in hand, it's insane.
So I kind of played around with the different patches that are on the jacket itself. So I used, if you see the patch there that's on the right chest that has the mountains and then that kind of like sun orange, I used that for the baseball that's on the front mountain logo. And then I used the different shades of the green for the side patch. So you have kind of like that lighter green and the darker green playing together with a metallic copper outline. Obviously stone bottom for the mountains. And then on the Batterman, I used the top right patch on his left chest with the lighter green, almost kind of like a mint, not a mint, but I don't know how you would even describe that, like a lima bean kind of green.
Lima bean.
Nah, beautiful. There's another beautiful one, man.
Hey, Danny, I know you're a big eBay aficionado.
Yes.
Did you happen to get a lot of movies from like the 1990s? First two was Cliffhanger and then RoboCop. I mean, what happened here?
I always watch those movies from back then. I mean, I have RoboCop on DVD, not even Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So this next one, completely different course. I think even if you're part of the younger generation now, in some shape or form, you know the song Hotel California. I grew up listening to that through my parents, even before I fell in love with hip hop. So I know, a lot of classic rock songs, and this is just one of those like standards.
Mm-hmm.
So you have this hooked to the album cover, obviously California Angels. I did the front logo to kind of resemble the neon font or text there, as well as the Batterman that you see in the lower right corner for the title of the album. And then you have I think that was supposed to be the Beverly Hills Hotel that's on that cover. So you have the peach kind of like with the sunset hitting the building. So I use that as the undervisor as well as in the patch. And then you have the kind of like blue neon lighting that's on the hotel as well, playing around in the patch. And that's all metallics.
Absolute beauty, man. This one is beautiful. Beautiful.
Had the Eagles' greatest hit CD when I was a kid.
Yeah, there you go. So this one is, to me, the OG and the greatest anime of all time. I know everyone's into the newer stuff, Pokemon and One Piece and Naruto and stuff like that, but for older guys like me, Akira was it. It's a little bit more serious. So this one I hooked to the bike, Kaneda's bike that's in the movie that you see there. In the scenes at the opening of the movie, the bikes take off and you have the different colors of the light, the tail lights and the lights that are on the bike. So I used that in the prototype logo. So kind of you have it, that movement allusion to it. The undervisors to represent like the peanut leather of the seat. And then there's a part in the opening where he's going through Neo Tokyo in the city, and there's all the neon that you see there in the upper left-hand corner of the reference image. And I used all of that to represent the neon in the side patch.
Beautiful. Another beautiful cap, Danny. Nice job with that one.
Thank you.
Now we got a Red Sox cap here. We're going to see what that's hooked to.
So these next two were part of a kind of like Age of Empires pack that I was working on. There's a couple more that are held up. One got rejected, two different versions of it, so I'm still trying to work on that one. So this one is based off the Babylon Gate, which is one of the original ancient seven wonders of the world. What you see there is the one that's in the museum that was put back together with the tiles. So you have obviously the blue and the kind of goldish tan for the crown and UV there. And then if you notice around the entrance, the border is kind of like this almost aqua tile. And I use that on the eyelets as well as on the 99 All-Star Game patch. Now, originally when I designed this, I went with B for Babylon. But when I thought about it more, when you think, if you remember your history, and you think about the gates of Babylon, you also think about the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. So Hanging Gardens, I did the Hanging Socks.
Beautiful. You made me happy, Danny. Now this one is crazy. So it didn't look as good in the pictures. When I got it is when I could fully appreciate it. Look at this.
So this one is a little bit funny. This whole Empires pack I came up with it a while back. So this was already being worked on before, another place did a specific Egypt drop. And I had already put this one in, but I only did this one based on the pharaohs of Egypt and the most famous pharaoh of all, King Tut. Egyptology has been something that I've always been fascinated growing up. I have probably 8 to 10 books on Egyptology and King Tut in my personal library. So I went with his mask, that's the most famous there, with the golds and the kind of coppers and turquoise inlays that are in it. And then for the side patch, I specifically went with the scarab that you see there in the left that was found amongst the treasures of his tomb. And that one, obviously, I played with the same inlays of turquoise and kind of like aqua and greens in there, all metallic.
I think
Very
Leon's
nice.
so quiet because he's so impressed with these hats. All right. Now we're going to get into, Jason and I, we absolutely love racing. So we're going to get into 3 racing caps. You're making me, I'm going to tell you though, these caps are making me want to watch a race. So let's start here.
You're confusing me with somebody else.
So this one is part of a broader kind of series of motorsports inspirations. I'm also a car guy at heart, so I've watched a lot of racing. This one is specifically Formula One, and in my opinion, the greatest Formula One driver of all time, Ayrton Senna, who tragically passed away um, back in the 90s. So his helmet, he's Brazilian, and his helmet design is based on the colors of the Brazilian flag, and it's just an iconic helmet. Everyone that follows Formula One just knows this helmet. A lot of the current F1 drivers did similar designs to honor him. For example, Lewis Hamilton has worn a helmet with a similar design. So I went with the yellow, and then that is not black; it's dark navy. Because if you notice in the pictures, unless the sun is hitting it, it almost comes off like a really dark, almost near black striping on the helmet. So A for Ayrton, obviously. And then on the side patch, kind of the same colors. And his famous car was the McLaren and the marble livery. So I did just give a little hint of it in the red on the patch. The undervisor is kind of a lighter green, and that's to match the inside of that particular helmet with the foaming that's inside of it.
Yeah, so nice, man. Really nice. And you got two prototype logos in there, which gets Jason extra happy. Now we got a big E for Leon.
Whoa.
All right.
So,
In all of its Volt glory. Look at this.
Oh man.
so this one was I'm not a real avid NASCAR fan. I did watch NASCAR when I was younger, but I stopped watching when Dale Earnhardt passed away. He was my favorite driver when I was watching it. I unfortunately watched that race that he passed away at Daytona. So this one was a little hard doing because they were rivals and no one liked Jeff Gordon back then. Like he was like the hated driver. But after all these years, you got to respect the driver that he was, and his car is iconic in NASCAR. That DuPont car, you just know exactly, what it is. So to match kind of the shaping of the rainbow and the DuPont on the front hood, I went with the shape of the Diamondbacks D there. So it has, you'll notice there's 3 different colors in that rainbow. There's a neon yellow, green, and then kind of a lighter blue. So that's how you have it. The inner part is neon yellow. It's hard to tell on camera, but the outline is neon green. So it's there's 2 different shades there. And then the drop shadow is that lighter blue. Then you have obviously the crown and the visor, under visor, all matching the colors of the car. For the side patch, when I decided to do the side patch, I thought to myself, what would warm Jason's heart the most? So I went with the 2001 World Series patch, his favorite one.
Favorite. Put on the record.
I mean, the only thing that would make this hat any better is if you put a red legs on there somewhere.
I thought about it.
Oh, yeah.
But, and honestly, I chose that patch because it resembled kind of the oval track that NASCAR is known for. So you have the same colors. I did the baseball in a kind of like metallic black to represent like the tire of the cars going around the track.
Another good one, man. And we're gonna wrap up the cars with this one.
So this one I went a different direction, and I went this movie-based stock car, and
Another 90s based movie.
Days of Thunder with Tom Cruise. And this one I had saw like the car, like I resaw it again, and when I saw the hood of the car, I was like, I got to hook that to the Rockies. If you look at that was easy. It's almost like an identical logo. And then from there, it was pretty much easy as far as just hooking the different colors. And then the side patch, I kind of tied in the colors to try to represent the different various stickers from the sponsors on the side. So you just have the predominant red and blue, all metallic on there.
This thing's crazy, man. That patch, you got to see it in hand, man. Holy.
Yeah. Danny,
Yeah.
in your opinion, better fictional race car driver, Cole Trickle or Ricky Bobby?
That's
Ricky
that's
Bobby.
difficult. I think Ricky Bobby.
Yeah.
Shake and bake.
So before we pull it down and you do your comparison, right? Let's take a look at this one. So take us through this.
So as you remember, I did the Reading Phillies for Ryu. So this is the same combo, the same side patch. It's a versatile logo. I obviously hooked it to Ryu's tattered gi as well as his headband. But looking at it, you could also see kind of it looking like a splash of water or waves breaking. And I looked more and more at the early 90s Clearwater Phillies with the wave part of the design. So first inclination is to do, maybe I would have done a throwback Reading in the all maroon, but I really love the two-tone of the Clearwater colors. And I basically hooked it exactly as the on-field, the same red, blue, and the gray undervisor. And everything else is just straightforward.
Yeah. So good. So good. So why don't you show below it? Why don't you show?
Yeah. So this is the original Reading 90s, and that's dead on as far as the colors.
Nailed it, Danny. Nailed another pack of hats. I'm going to ask the fellas here just to tell me your favorite hat of the pack.
I'm gonna go easy. It might be Jason's, it might not be, but the Akura is
okay.
prototype. The neon signs on the side.
Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. What's your favorite, Jason?
RoboCop. Not even close. Greatest movie all time. One of the best hats of all time.
I do like this hat a lot. This RoboCop.
Dude, that silver, metallic silver on gray.
Any guesses on which one's my favorite, guys?
Hanging Socks.
No.
Then the Pharaoh.
Egypt.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing.
Yep.
If I had to go a second, it wouldn't be the Hanging Socks either.
Yeah. I can see that.
Okay.
It's like my style right here, man. I love this thing.
Danny's got all anime on him. Yeah.
Danny went a little haywire.
Yeah.
Danny, which one was your favorite though? Like now that you've seen them all, which one's your favorite?
The one I'm rocking.
Yeah.
That was this one and RoboCop were kind of the ones I was anticipating, the most, waiting to get them in hand. But I will say, looking at the Akira in hands, and I gotta dig out all my hats that I've done so far. It's been so many the last year when I really thought about it at the store. But looking at the Akira, I feel like that might have been the best patch that I've done.
That patch is crazy with all the neon and whatnot in it. I'll show that one more time for everybody because this is kind of crazy.
Yeah, if you watch that opening to Akira, which you can find online, and you look at that scene with the neon lights in Neo Tokyo, I'm pretty proud of how that came out.
You killed it, Danny. This is fantastic.
I was just wondering if Danny knows they made movies after the year 2000. I'm just wondering.
I might be working on some
Okay.
Nice. All right. Well, this was great, Danny. Thank you for jumping on with us. I want to thank Sneakertown and you for allowing us to preview your creations here. They're fantastic. So thank you again. And with that, Leon, big fella, take us away.
Yeah, let us know in the comments which of these amazing hats you're looking most forward to adding to your collection. Make sure you guys follow Danny and Sneakertown for release info. For Jason, Leon, Pierre, and Danny, we're signing out, guys. Stay fitted.
See you, everybody.
Later, guys.
Peace.
Enjoy 15% off all products with the code VFTV15. Brought to you by VFTV.